What's that? What the? Yeah. Here we go. You're something of a lone collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. TV? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the phoenix's clutches. I think it's time you got someone Trey. What's this, Trey? A new line of relevant question. These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. TV? From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. And now I saw the back of the kid's head. God, my voice is constantly changing. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the caller would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true! Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in is here. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day. Because you met her. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim, witnessed by Mr. Kudo, was not Glenn Elk, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out of charade. That will do. This trial has gone long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated his victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elk and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. Fuck! Oh, wrong timing. Obviously, the killer is for you, Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you just don't understand. The tiger's king of justice. Tigre? It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright? Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. Who's got guts? I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godo? Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just a big... Oh, no. Let's have it go by my Javatino, but you put something in it. Very impressive, Mr. Godo. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Found your pen at last, right? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Glen Elk, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glen Elk was really the killer in disguise, surely it's possible that the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tenderlander. You're making a big mistake. Do you know Violeta's grandfather? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, stated the following. There are just too many contradictions in this case. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. You's alright, I could do with a guy like you, then. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting. One more thing to think about before I go. I want to think about. You just got all wrapped up nicer, right? But you just missed out one really important thing. That can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. Do you have any way of paying the loan back? fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up until he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him. God, what's the accent I'm getting now? Help him, you! Kept hitting him around this. I'm just gonna stop. But wait a second. God! You could get a big win. But the guy kept losing. So you are helping him for his sake or yours? Win the compromise. You help me, I help you. What's the difference, huh? I don't believe this. Nick, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5. Thanks a lot, Maya. So much we're expecting him to pay you back. How much did he have left on his debt? You wanted him round figures? About $100,000. What's the whole amount? You're talking about a guy with 58 cents in the slot. What you telling me? You weren't even gonna pay for the coffee? You certainly seems a bit vague man, this Mr. Elk. The guy was smooth, I tell you. He'll have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he says to me. The guy then called me the tender tiger. He was scared and unfinished. The waitress, you mean? Go with the glasses in the defendant's chair, what else could I mean? If he hadn't gotten away, things would have been bada bing bada boom, over and done. We should push a little on this. What exactly are you implying this defendant did? How about you go ask Boaz about the $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elk's coffee. Likely, Fairy. Your word hasn't held water today. Hasn't held water lately, Mr. TV. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene, right? The law don't exactly agree with some of the deals I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split. I see. Your Honor, the witness's last few statements were worth a good 2 cups of coffee. So that's what you was after, Mr. Phoenix, right? Nah. I'm trying to pin the clown on Maggie. If I ask him about what, he saw something going to damage our case. What would you mean? What do you mean things have been over and done? Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It's all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, by them recouping his loan. Didn't have any other reason to kill the guy. MC Bomber. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elk owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elk, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you really after. What are you getting at, Chad? What else would a moneylender be after earning money? Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the inside of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of His Honor. That's from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. $several million? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would not be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money. You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get out of that program? Exactly. The witness may have pulled fashions, but he is by no means an idiot, right? A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without his own murder. Yes. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to hospital where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million, and yet when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. The medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order, order, order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Vito Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and... doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? That makes sense. You're desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elk's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on the CD. Glenn Elk had no way of paying back the $100,000 and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, neither can I. Glory win. Exactly, at the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the line, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elk and then made his next move to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elk, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, Giant, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. Mr. Armstrong was on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten that, Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. TV's plan. Order! Order! Signs are clear to... You just put on a good show, Sparky. You just want to stay alive in the loan shark business. You gotta be careful. You signed that out dressed up like that kid. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. More trick to make sure Miss Barrett had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Giant? Okay. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you standing in here in this very court a mere month ago. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney that represented the accused here a month ago was this man. They were prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him. Hey. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else. Have you no pride, sir? This ain't a matter. It's not a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, right? Here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Kudo is right. Your Honor. Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced the attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by memory without evidence to support it. No! Your Honor, wait! Detective? Detective Gumshoe. Sorry I took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works, so here it is. My heart's counting on this too. Where's the detective? And the obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so? Do you know who the prints belong to now? You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it. You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. A fury of Tigre's paw prints, alright? That's great. Come now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything online for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry, this is kind of hard for me to say, but it won't make any difference whose print's on that ball now. Huh? What? Why not? Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Isn't that the victims? Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. TV. Well, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. Phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony cops. Everything around this case has been phony. Sounds like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Oak, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigray, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? You ain't never gonna make me laugh. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? Bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix, right? That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poisoning. Got him, at last. What? Why has everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're thinking? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that Cody-looking suit fool you people. The lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell him you still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize just what you said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. You really had nothing to do with the murder. You should have known little details. For instance, you should have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. Just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hide the poison. Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. That's just what you deserve. The phony trial of a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. What's going on? Looks like a blackout. Well done, Trey. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Holy shit! You got away without the unlimited penalty this time. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going, Mr. Tigray and Mr. Godo? He is being arrested on suspicion of murder, Glen Elk, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed, it was very nearly got away with everything if it weren't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigray is a truly frightening criminal. The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godo. Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah, congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. What did you say on you test me then? Huh? Oh, well, I was... Well, guess I'm... Wait up, detective, you just ran off. God proves her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know, give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made of a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe, I actually really like reading to you. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie Robin cleaned up. Very superior for turnabout. The end. And farewell.